Materialism.
Materialism.
A reaction to a world full of shallow materialism.
Materialist philosophy.
We confess to being hopeless materialists, surrounded by our own cool stuff. We confess to being hopeless materialists, surrounded by our own cool stuff.
Materialistic.
Materialistic.
He's so materialistic.
The materialistic values of American society.
Materialize.
Materialize.
Problems were expected, but they never materialized. Problems were expected, but they never materialized.
The money we had been promised failed to materialize.
The figure of a man suddenly materialized in the shadows.
Materially.
Materially.
This would materially affect U.S. security.
Materially, we are better off than ever before.
Materiel.
Material.
Maternal.
Maternal.
Annie was wonderfully warm and maternal.
She seems to have a strong maternal instinct.
The relationship between maternal age and infant mortality.
Maternity.
Maternity.
A maternity dress.
Maternity leave.
Maternity leave.
Karen will be on maternity leave next month.
Matey.
Matey.
She's been very matey with the boss lately. Math.
Math.
Tim's good at math and science. A set of simple math problems. She's learning calculus in math class. A math test.
Mathematical.
Mathematical.
Mathematical analysis.
The development of mathematical skills.
A mathematical genius.
The whole trip was planned with mathematical precision.
Mathematician.
Mathematician.
Mathematics.
Mathematics.
Maths.
Maths.
The new maths teacher. Maths lessons. She got top marks in maths and chemistry.
Matinee.
Matinee.
Matinee idol.
Matinee idol.
Mating.
Matinee jacket.
Matinee jacket.
Mating.
Mating.
The mating season.
Matins.
Matins.
Matriarch.
Matriarch.
Matriarchal.
Matriarchal.
A matriarchal society.
Matriarchy.
Matriarchy.
Matricide.
Matricide.
Matriculate.
Matriculate.
Aged only 15, he matriculated at the University of Leipzig.
Matriculated students.
Matrimony.
Matrimony.
They were joined together in holy matrimony. Matrix.
Matrix.
A matrix table. The cultural matrix.
Matron.
Matron.
Matronly.
Matronly.
A matronly woman of 50.
Matron of honour.
Matron of honor.
Mat.
Met.
Matte black.
Matted.
Matted.
A cat with a dirty matted coat.
Her hair was matted with blood.
Matter.
Matter.
There are important matters we need to discuss. The legal arrangements for the sale are a matter for negotiation.
Maybe some of these suggestions will help to improve matters.
Matters can be more easily sorted out once you get to the resort.
His long absences didn't help matters. The team has lost the last two games, and to make matters worse, two of its best players are injured. His long absences didn't help matters. The team has lost the last two games, and to make matters worse, two of its best players are injured.
To complicate matters further, the law on this issue has been changed. To complicate matters further, the law on this issue has been changed.
Particles of matter.
Have you had many visitors yet? No, as a matter of fact, you're the first.
I knew him when we were in college. As a matter of fact, we were on the same course.
What's the matter? You look as though you've been crying. Is something the matter? Just a headache. I'll be fine in a minute. You look worried. Is there anything the matter? What's the matter with Bill? What's the matter with your eye? It looks red. I know something's the matter. You're frightened of something.
Nothing's the matter. Honestly, I'm fine. Nothing's the matter. Honestly, I'm fine. There was nothing the matter with it when I lent it to him. She had something the matter with her back. She had something the matter with her back.
The truth of the matter is that we don't know exactly how the disease is spread.
Ben never touched beer, or any kind of alcohol for that matter. He's an artist who has never been as well known here, or for that matter as well respected, as he has been in the USA. He's an artist who has never been as well known here, or for that matter as well respected, as he has been in the USA. He's an artist who has never been as well known here, or for that matter as well respected, as he has been in the USA.
She didn't mind seeing him in a group, but an intimate dinner in a restaurant was another matter altogether. She didn't mind seeing him in a group, but an intimate dinner in a restaurant was another matter altogether. She didn't mind seeing him in a group, but an intimate dinner in a restaurant was another matter altogether.
Local people took matters into their own hands and hired their own security guards. Local people took matters into their own hands and hired their own security guards.
It can only be a matter of time before someone is seriously injured.
The delay in the arrival of the ambulance could be a matter of life and death.
Can't it wait? It's hardly a matter of life or death, is it?
Whether or not he is any good as a manager is a matter of opinion. Whether or not he is any good as a manager is a matter of opinion.
I can't say which wine is best. It's a matter of personal taste.
She couldn't take the money. It was a matter of principle.
Reducing the number of road deaths is not simply a matter of improving roads. Reducing the number of road deaths is not simply a matter of improving roads.
The ambulance arrived in a matter of minutes.
The bullet missed his head by a matter of inches.
He invited her as a matter of courtesy. He invited her as a matter of courtesy. As a matter of fairness, he should be allowed to give his version of events.
Just as a matter of interest, which school did you go to?
That procedure should be streamlined as a matter of urgency. That procedure should be streamlined as a matter of urgency.
We will contact your former employer as a matter of course. We will contact your former employer as a matter of course. Feeding a baby is a messy job no matter how careful you are. I'm determined to visit Japan no matter what it costs. I'm determined to visit Japan no matter what it costs.
He visited her every day, no matter the weather.
I'll call you tonight, no matter what.
I'm afraid I forgot to bring a towel. No matter, I've got one you can borrow. I'm afraid I forgot to bring a towel. No matter, I've got one you can borrow.
It's a matter of fact that the team have not performed as well this season.
He seemed unworried by the small matter of the war that was in progress. He seemed unworried by the small matter of the war that was in progress.
There's the small matter of tonight's game if we're to reach the finals. There's the small matter of tonight's game if we're to reach the finals. I would always be an outsider here, no matter that I spoke fluent Spanish. I would always be an outsider here, no matter that I spoke fluent Spanish.
As well as textbooks and other printed matter, courses may include video and audio cassettes. As well as textbooks and other printed matter, courses may include video and audio cassettes.
Will it matter if I'm a little late?
If I have to stay late at work tonight, it won't matter because we can go out another night.
It doesn't matter what you wear as long as you look neat and tidy.
Does it matter what I think?
It does not matter that the gun was in fact unloaded. It does not matter that the gun was in fact unloaded.
Do you think it matters that the cups and saucers don't match?
Just give me $5. It doesn't matter about the rest.
He had lost many of the people who mattered to him. He had lost many of the people who mattered to him.
It mattered a great deal to her what other people thought of her.
I don't think it matters much what you study. I don't think it matters much what you study.
Campaigning on issues that really matter. Campaigning on issues that really matter.
All that matters is that you are safe. Money was the only thing which mattered to him.
I don't care what it looks like. What matters is that it works.
At last she was with the man she loved, and nothing else mattered.
She said very little during the meal. Not that it mattered.
I've spilled some coffee on the carpet. It doesn't matter. Red or white wine? Oh, either. It doesn't matter.
It all happened so long ago now. What does it matter?
What does it matter how old I am?
Matter of fact.
Matter of fact.
Jan was surprisingly matter-of-fact about her divorce.
Use a matter-of-fact tone when disciplining your children.
Matting.
Matting. Straw matting.
Matins.
Matins.
Mattock.
Mattock.
Mattress.
Mattress.
An old lumpy mattress.
Maturation.
Maturation.
Cell maturation.
Mature.
Mature.
Laura is very mature for her age.
We're mature enough to disagree on this issue, but still respect each other.
Mature apple trees are typically 20 feet tall.
The new leader wants his country to be seen as a mature democracy. The new leader wants his country to be seen as a mature democracy.
The human brain isn't fully mature until about age 25. Most girls are sexually mature by about 14 years of age. Most girls are sexually mature by about 14 years of age.
Mature cheddar.
Wedding fashions for mature brides.
A respectable gentleman of mature years.
His mature work reveals a deep sense of enjoyment of nature.
On mature reflection, we have decided to decline their offer.
If you want us to treat you as an adult, you have to act maturely.
As the fish matures, its colours and patternings change.
She has matured into a fine writer. He has matured a lot since he left home.
Few beers brewed in Britain are matured in the bottle.
He wants to prove just how much he has matured both as a player and as a man.
Few beers brewed in Britain are matured in the bottle. Few beers brewed in Britain are matured in the bottle.
The olives are pulped, then left to mature.
Mature student.
Mature student.
Maturity.
Maturity.
Beth shows a maturity way beyond her 16 years.
One day you'll have the maturity to understand.
The tree will reach only 5 feet at maturity. The tree will reach only 5 feet at maturity.
These insects reach full maturity after a few weeks.
the era when the Republic came to political maturity.
He lacks the emotional maturity to appreciate poetry.
Matzo.
Matza.
Herrings dipped in matzo and fried.
Maudlin.
Maudlin.
Sir Ralph was becoming maudlin after his third glass of claret.
A song that is tender without being maudlin.
Maul.
Maul.
A mentally ill man was mauled after climbing into the lion's enclosure at London Zoo. Her latest book was absolutely mauled by the critics.
What makes you think you've got the right to maul me like that?
Stanford have looked quite good lately. They absolutely mauled Notre Dame last weekend.
Brown got a mauling over the government's failure to fulfill its promises. Brown got a mauling over the government's failure to fulfill its promises.
Maunder.
Maunder.
What are you maundering on about, George? Maundy Thursday.
Maundy Thursday.
Mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
The Lenin Mausoleum.
Mauve.
Mauve.
Mow flowers.
Maven.
Maven.
A food maven could also be called a gourmet.
Maverick.
Maverick. He's always been a bit of a maverick.
A maverick detective.
Maw.
Maw.
Millions of dollars were poured into the maw of defence spending.
Mawkish.
Mawkish.
A mawkish love story.
Max.
Max.
5 people will fit, but that's the max.
We had the air conditioner turned up to the max.
Let's say 2 hours to get there, max.
I maxed out my visa.
Want a beer? Nah, I maxed out on booze this weekend.
Maxi.
Maxi.
Maxillofacial.
Maxillofacial. Maxillofacial surgery.
Maxim.
Maxim.
Maximal.
Maximal.
The right conditions for a maximal increase in employment.
Maximize.
Maximize.
The company's main function is to maximize profit.
We need to maximize the space.
The Career Centre will help you maximize your opportunities.
Maximum.
Maximum.
The car has a maximum speed of 120 miles per hour. They made maximum use of the resources available.
To get the maximum benefit, do the exercises slowly. Display the hologram under a strong light for maximum effect.
The plant is operating at maximum capacity.
Work out the maximum amount you can afford to spend.
The award will consist of a lump sum to a maximum value of $5,000. The award will consist of a lump sum to a maximum value of $5,000.
She faces a maximum penalty of life in prison.
He faces a maximum of 7 years in prison.
The company will reimburse you up to a maximum of $1,000.
We might have a third child, but that's the absolute maximum.
May.
May.
She started work here last May.
The theatre opened in May.
We don't have any meetings on May 6th, do we?
An agreement was signed on the 6th of May 1977.
Michael's getting married May 6th.
I may be late, so don't wait for me.
Some chemicals may cause environmental damage.
There may not be enough money to pay for the repairs.
Well, I may have been wrong.
They may have called you while you were out.
Maybe that Minoan ships were built and repaired here. Maybe that Minoan ships were built and repaired here.
Your job may well involve some travelling.
The problem may be solved in a number of different ways.
Thank you. You may go now.
There is a set of rules to show what members may and may not do.
You may sit down or stand, just as you wish. May I come in and wait?
All these things, if I may say so, are entirely irrelevant.
Who, may I ask, is Wotherspoon?
May I suggest that you consider the matter further before taking any action?
I may be slow, but at least I don't make stupid mistakes.
Although this may sound like a simple process, great care is needed.
Strange as it may seem, I always felt I belonged here.
If there's nothing more to do, we may as well go to bed. You may as well tell us now. We'll find out sooner or later.
We pray for those who died. May they rest in peace.
It is a fine tradition, and long may it continue. The hero sacrifices his life so that his friend may live.
Perhaps there isn't one single system that will work for everyone. Be that as it may, we all need order in our lives.
What's all the noise, you may well ask?
May ball.
May ball.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe it's all just a big misunderstanding.
Do you think he'll come back? Maybe.
Maybe they're right, but maybe not. You have talent, maybe even genius.
He said he'd finish the work soon, maybe tomorrow.
I think Sheila would be an excellent manager. Maybe.
The problems really started maybe 2 or 3 years ago. He looked like he was 30, maybe 35 years old.
If the bill doesn't seem right, maybe you should give them a call.
Maybe I can ride the bicycle and follow you.
Mayday.
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 Mayest.
Mayest.
Mayflower.
Mayflower.
Mayfly.
Mayfly.
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
There was complete mayhem after the explosion.
For some children, the first fall of snow is an opportunity to create mayhem.
Mayant.
Mint.
Mayo.
Mayo.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Mayor.
Mayor.
The election of the London mayor.
Mayoral duties.
Mayoralty.
Mayoralty.
Maris.
Maris.
Maypole.
Maypole.
Maced.
Maced.
Mave.
Maeve.
You may have heard this story before.
Maze.
Maze.
The maze of narrow streets.
I was led through a maze of corridors.
A maze of new laws.
We got completely lost in the maze.
The famous Hampton Court Maze.
Mazurka.
Mazurka.
MB. MB.
MBA.
MBA.
Rick is a 32-year-old MBA from Harvard.
MBE.
MBE.
MC.
MC.
The MCC.
MCC. McCoy.
McCoy.
In the movie, the two thieves try to discover whether the banknotes are fakes or the real McCoy. In the movie, the two thieves try to discover whether the banknotes are fakes or the real McCoy.
M-commerce.
M-commerce.
MD.
MD.
MDF. MDF.
ME.
Me.
Me sufferers.
Me.
Me.
Stop, you're hurting me.
He bought me a drink.
Give that book to me.
She's 2 years older than me.
That's me, standing on the left.
I'm hungry. Me too. I can't believe he's 50. Me neither.
Recognize that your partner needs some me time. Recognize that your partner needs some me time.
Mea culpa.
Mea culpa.
Mead.
Mead.
A glass of mead.
The flowery mead.
Meadow.
Meadow.
Meadowlark.
Meadowlark.
Meager.
Meager.
A meager diet of bread and beans.
He supplements his meager income by working on Saturdays. He supplements his meager income by working on Saturdays.
A school with meager resources.
Meal.
Meal.
We must have a meal together sometime.
Dinner is the main meal of the day for most people.
He made a real meal out of parking the car. He made a real meal out of parking the car.
Mealy.
Mealy.
Meals on wheels.
Meals on wheels.
Meal ticket.
Meal ticket.
There were times when he suspected he was just a meal ticket to her.
The meal ticket is $15 and includes 3 meals with beverages.
Mealtime.
Mealtime.
The only time I see the boys is at meal times.
Mealy.
Mealy.
These apples are kind of mealy.
Mealy-mouthed.
Mealy-mouthed.
Most people felt Mr. Major fought a pretty mealy-mouthed campaign in which radical ideas were either dropped or blunted.
Mean.
Mean.
What does patronizing mean?
The red light means stop.
The report fails to define what is meant by the term key issues.
This light means you're running low on fuel. This light means you're running low on fuel.
I meant we'd have to leave early, that's all.
It's pretty obvious what she means.
Do you mean you've changed or Chris has changed?
I want to buy her something really special, if you know what I mean. We're still married, but living apart in the same house, if you see what I mean. Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
What I mean is, I don't feel alone anymore. I didn't really like him. I know what you mean. I didn't get on with him either. In 3 hours' time, I'll be a free man. How do you mean?
I've been meaning to ask you if you want to come for a meal next week. I didn't mean to upset you.
I didn't mean this to happen at all.
I never meant you to find out. I didn't mean for her to get hurt. I'm sure she didn't mean it. I'm sure he didn't mean any harm. He may sound a bit rude at times, but he means well. I wasn't criticizing you. I really meant it for the best.
The merger will mean the closure of the company's Sydney office.
Don't let him see you. It will only mean trouble.
The high cost of housing means that many young people can't afford to buy a house. My new job will mean travelling all over the world.
Dieting also means being careful about which foods you buy.
He said his name was Randall, but it meant nothing to me. Does the name Bryce mean anything to you?
You need to use analogies which will mean something to the reader.
With children, if you say no, you have to mean it.
I meant what I said earlier.
You don't really mean that, do you?
I know how much your work means to you.
The medal meant a lot to him.
He meant the world to her.
Time meant nothing to me while I was travelling.
Of course the relationship meant something to me.
Finding a lump does not necessarily mean you have cancer. Clear skies mean that it will be a cold night.
Just because he's been in prison, it doesn't mean that he's violent.
You'll be careful, won't you? What do you mean?
What do you mean you've cancelled the trip?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by calling me at this time of night?
Hey, you! Do you mean me?
I meant the pink dress, not the red one.
You're more of an expert than me. I mean, you've got all that experience.
It's just not right. I mean, it's unfair, isn't it?
She plays the violin. I mean the viola, really well.
See what I mean? Every time she calls me up, she wants me to do something for her.
We might not have enough money. That's what I mean, so we'd better find out the price first. Of course she wants to see the children. I mean to say, it's only natural, isn't it?
This decision shows the public that we mean business.
Come on, Ellen. You're meant to be helping me.
I thought the police were meant to protect people.
The diagram is meant to show the different stages of the process. The play is meant to be really good.
A book meant for children.
They were meant for each other.
She's meant for him.
I was never meant for the army.
Dad left me after a month, so I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
I know what it means to be alone in a foreign country. That was a mean thing to do. I felt a bit mean asking him to help. It's a mean trick to play on someone.
It was mean of him not to invite her.
Don't be so mean to her.
He's too mean to buy a present for his wife.
He's always been mean with his money.
It was supposed to be garlic bread, but they'd been a bit mean with the garlic.
They sold 1 million cards in the first year of business. No mean feat, given the problems many businesses are facing. They sold 1 million cards in the first year of business. No mean feat, given the problems many businesses are facing.
Kinnock is no mean performer on the rugby field. Kinnock is no mean performer on the rugby field. He plays a mean game of poker.
They serve a mean Sunday brunch at the restaurant on 4th Street. They serve a mean Sunday brunch at the restaurant on 4th Street.
The study involved 60 patients with a mean age of 58.2 years. The study involved 60 patients with a mean age of 58.2 years.
The mean annual rainfall was 852 millimetres.
She walked briskly through the mean and dirty streets.
The mean of 7, 9 and 14 is 10.
It's a case of finding the mean between firmness and compassion. It's a case of finding the mean between firmness and compassion.